Hi, welcome back. As you can see, I'm in the document directory, and I want to investigate something about these permissions we looked at when we looked at the ls utility. So, first of all, let's create a file. Now, we can create a file using any editor we want. We could use Emacs, for instance. We could just bring up the Emacs editor and create a file in Emacs if we wanted to. But for this example, I think I'll just use a simpler editor. I think I'll use gedit. So I'm just going to say gedit and then a file name. So let's just make a file called test. And it brings up the editor. And I'll just type in, this is a test, period. All right, and we'll save that. All right, and we can close gedit. And now if we list, we see that we have our file named test. If we want to see the permissions on the file, we can of course do ls.l. And this will show us that the file test has -rw-rw-r- in its permissions. We already know the first dash refers to the type of thing it is within the documents directory. So we know that, for instance, shell course is a directory. Test is a file, so it has a dash. So let's look at what all of these things in this permission string mean. So I have a short presentation here. Permissions are always given in the form of a character indicating the type of file, and then RWX, RWX, RWX. The first character is, of course, the type of the entry. It is dash for a file, D for a directory, and L for a symbolic link, something we haven't talked about yet. The next three groups, RWX, RWX, shown here in blue and red and green. The first group is the permissions for the owner. Read, write, execute. This is the owner of the file. You can think of that as the creator of the file, or the person who currently owns the file. The second group, shown here in red, is for that owner's group, the group of users to which that owner belongs. And the third group is everybody else. So if they have an R, this assigns read permission to the file, W assigns write permission to the file, and X assigns execute permission for the file. In other words, it can be executed like a shell script. And a dash in any position denies that permission. So the permissions are always given in read, then write, then execute order for, in order, the owner, the owner's group, and then all other users. So here's some examples. If we have dash RW dash RW dash R dash dash, what does that mean? Well, the first dash tells us it's a file. The second group, RW dash, says the owner can both read and write the file. The third, this group, RW dash, says that the owner's group, everybody in the group to which the owner belongs, can both read and write the file. And then R dash dash at the end says that all other users aren't able to write the file, and they can only read the file. No user is able to execute the file. Here's another example. A D, this is a directory which the owner can read and write in. The owner's group can read, and then no other user can even get into the directory. Now they'll be able to see the directory, but they won't be able to get into it. So here we are. We're looking at the terminal. Now I want to look at our test, and we see that test was created with read-write permission on the owner and on the owner's group, but read-only permission on everyone else. So we'll talk about how to change these permissions in the next demo. Thank you very much.